Ever since I was a kid, I had this strange fascination with my mom's closet. Her colorful dresses, shiny shoes, and delicate accessories always seemed so much more interesting than my plain boy's clothes. I was especially drawn to a beautiful red silk dress that hung in the back of her closet. It had lace trim and a flowing skirt that made me imagine all sorts of wonderful things. One day when my parents were out shopping and my little brother was at a friend's house, I couldn't resist any longer. I tiptoed into my mom's room and pulled out that red dress. My heart was pounding as I slipped it on. At first it felt a bit strange against my skin, but as I looked in the mirror something magical happened. I didn't see the boy I usually saw. Instead I saw a person with a new sense of grace and confidence. I loved how the dress made me feel and I spent the whole afternoon twirling around my room, pretending to be a princess. After that first time I kept thinking about how much I enjoyed wearing that dress. I started sneaking into my mom's closet more often, trying on different outfits. I even found some old makeup that my mom had thrown away and tried to put it on. I wasn't very good at it, but it was still fun. I knew I had to be careful though because I didn't want anyone to find out about my little secret. As I got older, around 15 years old, I started high school. One of my best friends, Jake, was really into fashion design. He had a small collection of his own designs and was always talking about how he wanted to make clothes for girls. One day he invited me over to his house to show me his latest creations. When I got there, I was amazed by the beautiful dresses and skirts he had made. He was so talented. Jake must have noticed my interest because he suddenly said, "You know, I've always thought you would look great in some of my designs. Would you be willing to model them for me?" I was shocked at first. I had never thought about modeling, especially in girls' clothes. But the idea was so exciting that I couldn't say no. Jake had me try on a few of his dresses and he took some pictures. At first I was really nervous, but as I saw how the clothes looked on me in the pictures I started to relax. Jake was really happy with how they turned out and he said I was a natural model. From that day on we started working together more often. Jake would make new designs and I would model them for him. It was our little secret and I loved the time we spent together. However, one day my older cousin Sarah came to visit. She was staying in my room while she was in town. One morning, I had forgotten to put away some of Jake's designs that I had been wearing the night before. When I came back to my room, Sarah was standing there holding one of the dresses and looking at me with a surprised expression. "Is this yours?" she asked, raising an eyebrow. I was so embarrassed. I didn't know what to say. I tried to come up with an excuse but nothing came to mind. Sarah looked at me for a moment and then said, "You know, it's okay. I think it's really cool that you like wearing girls' clothes." I was so relieved. I told Sarah everything about my crossdressing from the first time I wore my mom's dress to working with Jake. Sarah listened patiently and then said, "I won't tell anyone, but you should be proud of who you are. And if you want, I can help you with your makeup and hair to make you look even more like a girl." I was overjoyed. With Sarah's help, I started to feel more confident in my crossdressing. She taught me how to apply makeup properly and style my hair. I even started wearing girls' clothes more often when I was at home with Sarah's support. A few years passed and I went to college. I decided to join a theater club on campus. One day they were auditioning for a play that had a character who was a crossdresser. I was really excited about the opportunity, but I was also a bit nervous. I auditioned and to my surprise I got the part. During the rehearsals I got to know the other members of the club better. Some of them were really supportive of my crossdressing, while others were a bit confused at first. But as we worked together they started to understand and accept me for who I was. The play was a huge success and I received a lot of praise for my performance. After the play I met a girl named Emily. She was one of the stage crew members and we hit it off right away. We started dating and I was really worried about how she would react to my crossdressing. One day I decided to be honest with her and told her everything. Emily was a bit shocked at first, but she said she loved me for who I was and that she would support me. Emily even helped me pick out some new clothes and accessories. She would come over to my apartment and we would spend hours trying on different outfits and doing each other's makeup. It was so much fun and I felt so lucky to have her in my life. However, not everyone was as understanding. One of my classmates, Tom, found out about my crossdressing and started spreading rumors about me. He made fun of me and called me names. It was really hurtful and I started to feel really down. Emily noticed how I was feeling and told me not to let Tom's words get to me. She said that I was a wonderful person and that my crossdressing was just a part of who I was. With her support I decided to stand up to Tom. I confronted him and told him that his words were hurtful and that I wouldn't let him bully me. Tom was a bit taken aback, but he apologized. After that, things got better. People started to see that I wasn't afraid to be myself, and they started to respect me more. Looking back on my journey as a crossdresser, I realized that it hasn't always been easy. But I'm proud of who I am, and I'm grateful for the people in my life who have supported me. Whether it's my mom's red dress, Jake's fashion designs, Sarah's help, or Emily's love, they have all played a part in shaping me into the person I am today. And I know that no matter what the future holds, I will always be true to myself.